Welcome to Touchpoint Network's Zultys Advanced Communicator, or ZAC, user video series. In this first video, we will cover how to start ZAC, set the binding, set the application and alert settings, and configure the buddy list. To start Zultys Advanced Communicator, you can click on the ZAC icon on your desktop. When you first start ZAC, the login screen will appear. You will need to enter your login information in order to log in. Enter your username, password, and the Zultys hostname. Your system administrator will provide the username, password, and hostname to use. You may also select Remember Password to avoid retyping each time. If your system is configured to use Windows credentials, you may select Use Windows credentials to log in. Click Login to proceed. ZAC will start either in min mode, as displayed here, or maximize mode. For this video, we will keep it in mid mode by pressing the two inward pointing arrows in the upper left-hand corner here. The window can be sized and moved to any place on the screen. First thing we want to do is to confirm which device or phone ZAC is configured to work with. That is done by checking the binding. The binding can be set or seen at the bottom of ZAC. The binding options are to bind to device ID, to soft phone, or to an external phone like a mobile or home phone. To bind to an external phone, you would select external phone, put in the cell phone number. To bind to soft phone, you just select soft phone. To bind to device ID, you will need to know the device ID. If you have a Zultys desk phone and are working at your desk, the binding should be by device ID. Your system administrator will inform you of what your device ID is. For this video, the device ID is the MAC of the Zultys phone. That typically can be viewed by looking at the sticker on the bottom of the phone. And if that has previously been entered, you'll be able to view that and select it from Bind Recent. Next, you will want to set the ZAC application settings. To do that, you'll select the Options menu here, then select Settings, then Applications. There are four categories of application settings: General, Login Settings, Integration, and Audio Devices. In General Settings, you can control if ZAC is logged out and closed when pressing the X in the upper right-hand corner, or if it is minimized. With Stay and System Tray checked, ZAC will minimize. If I apply that, click OK, select the X in the upper right-hand corner, I go down to my system tray, select the system tray, and I'll see that ZAC is in the system tray. I simply click that and it will restore ZAC to the screen. With Stay and System Tray unchecked and applied, when you select the X in the upper right hand corner, that will log out and close ZAC. When you check the system tray, you'll see ZAC is no longer in the system tray. If you'd like ZAC to be on top of all other applications, select Stay on Top. When that's applied and you open up other applications, ZAC will appear in the foreground and the other applications will appear in the background. To have ZAC start anytime the computer starts, check Launch at System Start. Under Login Settings, you can check Auto Login on Application Start to have ZAC log in when it is started. Now, when starting ZAC, it'll auto log in and not ask for username and credentials. If you belong to groups, ringing groups, the silent login can be used to bypass having to select the role each time at startup. This would typically be used by a receptionist. So if I uncheck silent agent login and apply, and I log out, close ZAC. When I launch it this time, it's going to prompt me to select a role. Now this role is for ringing groups that typically would belong to a receptionist, but other users may use groups as well. If you do belong to a ringing group, you want to select these when ZAC is started, and then you can select Apply to Future Login. To enable ZAC to have access to your Outlook contacts, under Integrations, check Microsoft Outlook Contacts. You can also check Microsoft Unified Communications to enable ZAC presence in Outlook. Under Audio Devices, you can select what audio devices are used for sound notifications, playing voicemails, and recording voicemails. Sound Alerts allows you to select which actions can have an audible alert associated with them. For example, if I want an alert on my computer when there's an incoming call, I would select Incoming Call. As you can see, there's a number of other alerts that can be selected. New message, call on hold, new voicemail, new fax, presence change. Pop-up alerts allows the selection of actions associated with pop-up events. The duration and the display location of pop-up alerts can be programmed here as well. When a new incoming call is placed to you, there will be a pop-up alert in the location that's selected here. Here is where you select the buddy screen. This is where contacts you designate as buddies are located. To designate a contact as a buddy, click on the contacts icon here. You then select the contact and then select the yellow outlined star. When the star is filled in, the contact will now show in the buddy list. Now I have the new contacts in my buddy list. When you click on a buddy, you get a view of options that are available to contact the buddy. The available options, when configured, are the business phone, the mobile phone, the home phone, and an email. The use of these will be covered in the next video. Thank you for watching the first video in the Touchpoint Network's ZAC user video series. Be sure to watch the rest of the videos in the series. You may learn more about Touchpoint Networks and their services by going to www.asktouchpoint.com.